Hello there and welcome back to Zielonka. So it is September and we have 731 euros, which doesn't bode well for us affording our cedar this month. And we have weeds in our field, which are, let's take a look at what they are. They are, I think they're regular weeds. I hope they're regular weeds. Yeah, they're regular weeds. So we need to do a lap of our field with the weeder we have here. I filled up the tractor with fuel off camera, by the way. So we need to do a lap of our field with the weeder, and then we need to get 12,000 euros so that we can buy the seeder. So let's first of all take a look at our productions. If we do the weeding first, by the time we've done that, we can sell our products. Hopefully by then we'll have 2 sets of planks to sell, and then we can sell the wood beams and the long planks. And let's take a look at contracts. So contracts here we have potatoes, carrots, green beans. Wow, there's nothing coming up to harvest the regular crops this year. Let's take a look at the fields. What state are our other farmers' fields in? I mean, they're all in growth stage. What's in this field? This is sunflowers. We're not going to have a header to do sunflowers, are we? It looks like our plan and hope to harvest our neighbour's fields for some contract money isn't going to work this year. What's in here? Carrots. Carrots. Grass. Wow, that's really surprising. They're all carrots this year. I'm wondering if that's ready to harvest, but there's no contract for it. That's sorghum. That will give us a little bit of money. Green beans. Yeah, they're all root vegetables. I'm wondering if, because the Zielonka map was released on FS22 with all of the root crops, if the farmers on this map are more likely to plant those root crops. I'm not sure. I hope not, because that's going to be really frustrating for building up money. We're still going to be able to build up money, of course, by doing deadwood contracts, but it would have been nice to be able to help or harvest our neighbours' fields for them as well for extra money. But yeah, these are all carrots. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Mostly carrots. We've got some spinach and peas as well. We'll keep an eye on that for next season. If it continues, then I would have to question whether I want to continue playing on this map or not. So, yeah. Let's grab our weeder and let's do a spin around the field with the weeder and get the field de-weeded. Should I do that before I plant it? I don't know. Do the weeds come back after you've planted if you weed them before? I seem to remember in FS22 they may have done that. I am going to do the deadwood contract that is available, and then I'm going to either sell the logs. Let's just disconnect that. I'm going to either sell the logs or I'm going to put them in our production here. Let's see what, how much do we have left in the production. So we have 3,400 litres left. I'm not sure that we made that much money off of the wood products. I'm not sure if that's even worth doing anymore. It's doesn't seem to be that worthwhile because we've used 2/3 of the wood that we delivered to that sell point, and so far we've only made about 10,000 euros, maybe even a little less. We had 2 regular planks and 1 long planks, so 7,000 to 8,000 euros, and we're gonna get maybe 10,000 more. I mean, if we'd just sold the logs, we would have gotten about 30,000. Yeah, I'm not sure if that sawmill is actually worth having I'm going to have to think about that some more. I might end up getting rid of the sawmill if it's not worth it, and then when we have to get some money in by doing deadwood contracts, we'll just sell the wood. It might just make more sense. Okay, so over at the vehicle store, picked up the log fork. And we'll get our trailer reconfigured for the logs, and then we'll take a look at the deadwood contract. Do have a couple of liming contracts here which could be very profitable for us. 10,000 and 14,000. We could misel our farmers, our fellow farmers, just by using the least amount of lime possible. And then we would have around 12,000. Yeah, I think these are worth doing, so I'm going to take these. To deadwood or not to deadwood? I am going to take the deadwood contract because it will get us some much needed money. So there we go. That's our work for the month of September. We've got 2 liming contracts and a deadwood contract. So we'll go and take care of the deadwood contract first, and then we'll do the liming a little bit later. Seeing as we have the trailer configured, we have the log fork already on the tractor, so we'll do the deadwood first. I will get some of it taken care of, and I'll rejoin you once we've made some progress. Okay, so I've chopped down 9 of the 10 trees, and I am not going to pick them all up. I'm just going to pick up 2 of these logs here, put them on the trailer. I'll pick up another 2 in the log fork and get those sold off. I'm going to sell them directly just because I want the money straight away. And then I'm going to chop the final tree down and call this job complete, just because I want to focus on some of the other jobs. Hopefully we've had a couple of harvesting jobs come in for some of the fields that are ready to harvest, and I'd rather focus on that and getting our own field prepared for next season. So I will get this log loaded up and we'll see what we can pick up in the log fork, and then we'll head over to the best sell point, and then we'll get back to our farm. Still thinking about what to do with the sawmill, I might get rid of it if it proves not to be that profitable, because yeah, I don't use, given how much of the wood it's used from those trees. How many trees was it? It was 6 trees, wasn't it, that we cut down as part of that contract? I think that was right. Let's just do this. Yeah, it was 6 trees that we cut down as part of that contract, if I remember right. And so 6 trees would have been about 18,000 euros. And we've made about 8 so far, plus whatever we managed to make from selling the products that are yet to be produced, which I don't know if it's going to be another 10,000 euros, and even if it is, we've had to pay for the sawmill and we're paying monthly production costs as well, so, and the income is slower. So yeah, I'm just not sure if that sawmill is worth it. Okay, last log. I think that will sit on there and behave itself. Just strap it in and make sure it does. Yeah, that's going to behave itself. So let's pick up 2 more for the log fork. And then we'll grab our trailer and we'll head out of the hills. We'll find that last tree to chop down. And then we'll head over to the sell point. These 2 big logs here should do us nicely. And with the income from this, we can pick up a drill. Still debating on that Massey Ferguson direct drill, or whether we should go with something that's a little more challenging. Not sure on that one yet. Let's get this at a better angle. I think I will go with the Massey Ferguson, just because it's going to be simpler, and driving around our field more than once with this rather underpowered tractor is probably not going to be very much fun. Okay, so we have our log fork full, we have our trailer full. Let's find a way out of these woods, and I think I know where the last tree is. It's over by the footpath. Okay. Make sure that's all strapped in nicely, which it is. And I believe the last tree... What have I bumped into? Oh, there's that annoying tree there. Okay. I believe the last tree we're looking for is just over here on the right. Yeah, there it is. So we'll get that chopped down, and then we will get over to the sell point. I'm not even going to switch off the engine for this. It's not going to take long just to quickly chop this down. There we go. That's that contract finished, so we can collect the 1,500 from that, and then let's see where we're going to sell this dead wood. It's going to go over to $18.33 over to the sawmill, but that's our sawmill. So the biomass heating plant is the best price, or the other sawmill is... Actually, where is this sawmill? This sawmill is by the train station, isn't it? I think we'll take it to this sawmill. So we'll tag that, and then we'll just quickly check where it is. So where is that sawmill? No, that's our sawmill that we just tagged. Okay. So the sawmill we want is this sawmill. And that's the one by the train station up there. Yeah, okay. So let's turn ourselves around and head over to that sawmill. I really would like to upgrade this tractor very soon. It's proving to be less than sufficient for our needs already at this early stage of the game, and that situation's only going to get worse as we expand our farm and need more powerful machinery. Now, can we squeeze past here with these logs? I think we should just be able to get past if the tractor can get up the hill. Come on, tractor. Stop being so useless. I've tried being kind to it and supporting it. It needs tough love at this point. Almost there. Okay. Now, where is the sell point? It is in here. Okay, it looks like it's just starting to rain, so we'll have to check the weather as well. So let's get all of this in the sell point. Just put that down there like that. Let's get these logs sold. So 21,000 for the logs. I'm really thinking that that sawmill really isn't worth the money. Okay, so back over to the farm. We'll switch our log fork for the pallet fork, and then we'll get over to the store, pick up some fertilizer, and get the pick up some lime rather, and get this lime taken care of. Okay, so we're pretty much done liming these two fields. We used almost 2 big bags of lime, so that's not bad. We spent 900 euros and we made almost 15,000, so we have a healthy balance again now, or a somewhat healthy balance. I would like to have more, obviously, at this point, because we have many needs in terms of tools and equipment that I would like to purchase. But once we've collected these 3 contracts, when we get back to our fields, that'll take us up to around 38,000 euros, and we can pick up the seeder and start laying seeds in our field. Just trying to think if there's anything else that we may want to take care of, but I would like to get our field seeded as a priority. I'm thinking about it, which area of our field, put the automatic lime application back on. I'm wondering which area of our field we missed. I don't actually remember. Get rid of whatever's left in our spreader. We may as well, and then we can fill up whatever's in the trailer. It looks like we missed quite a lot of our field. Okay, so before we take care of the seeder then, let's take care of the lime on our field. Oh yeah, we did miss quite a lot of it, because that's where we stopped over that side. So let's finish liming our own field, and then we can move, we can take care of planting it. Okay. So where are we going to? We're going to go to here, and then we'll follow the GPS lines, and we will get the rest of this field done. I would eventually, obviously... Why is it saying no values detected here? See, this doesn't make sense to me. I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on with this precision farming. There's definitely some strange behaviour. I have a feeling it's because of the equipment we're using. We kind of need to use the specialist equipment with the, what's it called, the PWM, pulse width modulation, to get a truly even spread. But at this point I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. So I guess all I'm going to do is just do the best I can with the equipment I have. It's often the way when you're starting out. You don't really know what's what until you gain a little bit of experience. So we'll just do this little piece that looks like it hasn't been taken care of. There we go. So we'll go up here. This little piece in the corner might need doing. There we go, and then we'll ditch the spreader and we'll head back over to the store. So where are we going to put the spreader? I'll put it up, we'll put it here. Okay. We'll just, oh actually what I will do is pick it back up again quickly and just put that lime in it that's in the trailer. And then we have an empty trailer for when we need it. There we go, done. So we'll drop off the spreader there. Let's quickly drag our trailer off of the field because we're going to need to spread, we're going to need to plant seeds in this part of the field. Then we can go and purchase our seeder. Probably should get our tractor repaired and refueled as well. And we'll do that when we get over to the store. Let's head down to the fuel station. I know we have half a tank left, but we're going to be doing a couple of passes of our field. Once with the seeder, probably once with the roller because we'll need to do that. And then next month we'll be doing once with the weeder as well. So 3 passes of our field, we definitely won't do that with half a tank of diesel. So I'll go down to the fuel station, I'll fill up, and I will see you over at the store to purchase our seeder. So we have this one that's a 3 meter working width. That's 10,000. That can plant all of the root crops. Can do long grain rice as well, and then spinach and grass and all that stuff. This one's the same, and it also carries fertilizer by the looks of it. I do almost feel like it's cheating buying this, but at the same time I don't really want to be doing 2 passes of the field with our less than adequate tractor at this point. Well, call me a cheater, I'm going with this. So we're not going to get the transport wheels, we're going to get the Valtra one. Compactor wheels. Should we get compactor wheels? Don't think it actually makes any difference in terms of the game. And we will get... How does it look with blue wheels? No, it doesn't look good, does it? Black wheels? Yeah, black wheels. There we go. Okay, so we're going to purchase this for 12,000, and I'm pretty sure our tractor is going to struggle with it, but we also need some consumables, so let's get some seeds. I guess they're not in here, but we will pick up a big bag of fertilizer in here. And and we'll pick up some seeds as well. Don't really know what the difference is here, except you get an extra 50 litres on the pallet. So I'll take the extra 50 litres at this point. And should I get 2? We're going to use them eventually, so we may as well get 2. And what I will do is collect those contracts. So collect. And we have 21,000 euros, and we have also purchased the tools we need to start planting our field. I can already tell by the size of this cedar that we are not going to be able to pull it very well, if at all. So we might have to take the same approach as we did with the baler by driving up to the top of the field and then planting seeds on the way down. But at least this has a fairly decent working width. So if we switch off our engine for a second, let's take a look at the map. Because if we go to... where did I see the thing about tram lines? Is it here? Tram line width. $20 meters, 18, 15. Not quite sure how tram lines works. Set this to the width of your sprayer. I mean, we don't really need to, do we? Because we're fertilizing at the same time as we are seeding. So we're not going to need to go over the field and spray it, especially after it gets to the point where the crops can be destroyed. So I think we're going to be okay without the tram lines. I could be wrong on this, I'm not actually sure, but this will be our test plant. So let's get ourselves lined up, and we're only doing half of the field because we're going to do oats in the other half for the other half of our VIP order. Let's make sure we're at the edge. And it's 4.4 meters. That's there, so we'll do 2 headlands. I don't think we need to do any more than that. And well, that's not right. That's... is it? Doesn't seem right to me, but okay. Let's do what the let's get the correct group focused. Now, how do you actually switch this thing on? Deactivate automatic seed rate, so we've got everything on auto, which it should be. Select seed, lift seeder. Okay, so let's start seeding. Oh, it's working. Okay. Okay, so we are planting our first field. Okay, so we did okay on that pass, but that pass was downhill, so that's what I would expect. How are we going to do on this pass? See how we're doing here, and we only want to go halfway across this field, so we need to judge where halfway is. I would say it's probably around here. Yeah, so it's probably around there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so then we'll come up here like this, and this will be our line for this part of the field. Okay, let's see how we do on this pass where we're actually going uphill. Okay, so I guess because the seeder doesn't have... It's not a powered seeder, it is just... I guess it's mechanical. I don't really know much about seeders, but the baler was using the tractor's power, and that's why the tractor was really struggling pulling it up the hill, whereas this is not using the tractor's electrical power. I'm making a huge guess here, I actually don't know. I'm guessing the tractor can pull it without too much hassle for that reason. So that's a good thing. Okay. I will continue with this, and I'll probably, once I'm done, I will do a pass with the weeder, and then I'll rejoin you in a little while.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we are almost done weeding the part of the field that we didn't plant, and the reason I did that is because I don't want the weeds to grow to a point where they are unmanageable and they require a sprayer, because that's not something we're going to be able to afford anytime soon. And I'm not sure how the weed growth works. I'm not sure if it resets when you plant seeds or when you cultivate, so I thought I would just get rid of these weeds off of the unplanted piece of the field this month, and then what I expect will happen with the field that we've planted is that next month the weeds will grow there, and we'll need to go across that with the weeder. Now when I get back up to the top of the field here, I'm going to check the field status to see if that field needs rolling, because we have that roller that we bought over at the store. So I'm not sure if the field needs rolling or not. Let's take a look. I think it's under there. Yeah, so that half of the field does need rolling. So I'm going to go over to the store, pick up our roller, and roll that half of the field. I'm really struggling to store this equipment at this point. Trying to put it all up this end so it doesn't get in the way of the chicken coop when we eventually buy it. Let's put this one up here next to our seeder. Now once we've done with the rolling, I think we're going to be in a pretty good spot to end the episode and end the month. We will see. I do want to get that completed. I will take a look to see if any other harvesting contracts have come in, because that will help us increase our money. And something else we could also look at is actually buying our chicken coop. So I think those three things will see us good for the rest of the month. We'll get this field rolled. We will check for any other harvesting contracts that our harvester can take care of. And then we'll maybe buy the chicken coop. I think we might do that. And then we can be working our way towards that level 1 VIP order. Okay, so we're almost done rolling this field. Something I've noticed, I'm sure you noticed as well, is that the tram lines are persisting. So I'm wondering if we need to cultivate the field to get rid of those tram lines, because we're not going to use them with precision farming. We shouldn't need to spray the crop once it gets to a point where it is destructible. So that's a fair amount of wasted field space there that we probably would want to have crop in. I'm going to test that out probably next month on the other half of the field. I'll try cultivating it, see if it gets rid of those tram lines, because we don't really want them there. Okay, we'll park this device over here somewhere, and let's take a look to see if any contracts have come in. So we'll switch off our engine. Any new contracts? I have a couple of fertilizing contracts, but I don't really want to do those. There's a deadwood one, I don't really want to do that. I've got this sorghum contract up in field 3. I think that might be worth doing. And that's the only other non-root crop contract. So we'll take care of the sorghum contract for David here. And what I'll do is we'll send the tractor over to the store on an AI worker, because we'll need to reconfigure it to carry the grain. So we'll send the tractor and trailer over there like that. And then we'll head over to the field with the harvester and start harvesting. So we'll do that. And we'll hook up to the trailer. Get ourselves to here. And let's send them over to the store. Hope they can make it without being too difficult. We'll see. Okay, looks like they're on their way. So, jumping in the harvester. Start up the engine, and where is this field? So we're going to go down to here, take a right, and then a left at the end, and then a right. So let's go and do some harvesting. Okay, so we are done harvesting this field. Going to drive over to the harvester with the tractor and trailer and offload the harvester into the trailer, and then I'm going to see where this crop needs to be taken. I'm guessing it needs to go to the grain mill like it did before. We will take a look once it starts unloading. Okay, so where are we going with this crop? Yep, over to the grain mill over there, so that's not too bad. Something I did spot pop up in the store while we were harvesting that field is this JD 7810. So 54% discount. It does have quite high hours, but it has 175 horsepower. That'll be very beneficial for our equipment. But I don't think I can get together that much money at the moment. It'd be a nice upgrade. But yeah, I just don't think I can get that much money together because we want the front loader attacher. Well, we wouldn't actually need the front loader attacher because we could keep our current tractor. I wonder how much our current tractor is worth. Okay, let's put the auger away and we will send this tractor back to the store. So we'll do create job on this vehicle, set the destination over to our farm. We'll put it there. Let's see if it can make it. Yep. So we'll head over to, let's actually see how much our tractor is worth. Does it tell us in here? It's worth 31,000. So we could sell our tractor and pick up that John Deere. Our tractor's actually worth more than that John Deere somehow, even though it has more hours on it. I wonder if that would be a worthy upgrade. I mean, ideally we wouldn't be selling the tractor, but if that's what's required, then I'm more than happy to do it. Is that the way forward for our farm? I mean, our tractor was, so far it's been fine with everything except the baler, and we managed to get around the baler issue by just driving to the top of the field and doing downward runs. One thing I will check, if I go into the discount store, that has a much bigger fuel tank. I think our tractor only has like a 140 litre fuel tank, so we wouldn't be going to the fuel station to fuel up as much as we are with our own tractor, so that would be a bonus. I am unsure what to do. Do we buy the JD or do we keep the Lambo? It makes sense to buy the JD as an upgrade. I mean, that is a 60,000 euro tractor, pretty much just under half price actually. So that is a benefit of it, but is it overkill for our current operation? That's what I don't know. I feel like our little Lambo's being pretty trustworthy. It's not so good on the hills when we're doing those deadwood contracts. What to do? Very tempted to upgrade. Let's get this offloaded and we will think about it a little more. Oh, okay, so we've got a nice 1,000 litres of sorghum. What should we do with that? Let's take a look at the price differences for sorghum. I know we're kind of really pinching pennies at this point, but we do need the extra money. Is it worth keeping it? 937 to 594. 711 937. It's 200 euros. It's not really worth it, is it? Let's offload it. Is there a better way out of this grain mill? I think I'm just gonna do a quick loop around here rather than drive all the way around the building. So, to John Deere or not to John Deere? I think it might be a good shout to John Deere. And we are very close to the vehicle store. I feel like it would be a very worthwhile upgrade in terms of horsepower. 175 versus 102. We wouldn't be having any horsepower issues for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. As much as I want to keep the Lambo, it just makes sense at the moment to upgrade to the John Deere. Let's get rid of our tractor. So 31117. We're going to sell this. And we're going to buy the John Deere. We'll get the same quick front loader attacher, and then we can use the same tools that we already have. What tyres should we get? There we go, we'll get these tyres here. Now shall we get the... No, we're not going to get that. We can't afford that right now. Yeah. We can upgrade to that later though, which will be very useful. So we're going to buy this, and we have a new tractor. Perfect. Okay, so let's jump in our new tractor. This already feels so much more capable. Let's get ourselves... Why can't I pick this up? Oh. I think that we might... Do we need a bigger front loader attacher? Or do we just need to reset that one because it's facing in a weird direction? That might be what we need to do. So we'll reset that. Yes. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what the issue was. We just needed to reset it. Was that the issue? Yes, it was. Perfect. So yeah, I feel like already this just feels like it is a very decent upgrade. It's got the same top speed, but it just feels much more capable in speeding up. So the Lambo is no more. Now what does that mean for our special Lambo entrance over at the carpentry? Does it now become a special JD entrance? Or are we not allowed to use it in the John Deere? I don't know the answer to that. We will have to decide when we next visit the carpentry. Last thing we're going to do for this month is take a look at buying our chickens. So we'll get back over to the farm and where we'll park our trailer and tractor over here. And let's take a look at our new shiny tractor. I think definitely a worthy purchase. Just take a quick screenshot for the YouTube thumbnail in case I decide that I want to use it for that. Okay, so last task for the month is to purchase some kind of chicken coop. Now, I think what I might do is move all of this stuff out the way and have a rather large chicken coop that kind of comes all the way up here. So let's start this. And we are losing light very quickly, so I want to be quick and get this done. Oh, so a bale spike is in the way. I'll just shove this here for a minute. Okay. Nope, we don't want to destroy our implements. I'm looking forward to getting this farmland more organised in the... Well, is it going to be the near future? I actually don't know, to be honest. We've got so much that we need to do to build up our farm. I'm not sure if it's realistic to think that we're actually going to be in any level of organisation anytime soon. We can hope, though. I think this space here between the tent and where the chicken run is going to be coming up to, I think that's a good place for our... That's a good place for some kind of implement shed. That's what I'm thinking at the moment, but we'll see. Okay, switch off the tractor. Let's go into our build menu. So I want to have a fairly big chicken coop. So I'm thinking we're going to have it from here all the way up to here like this. It's as much space as we really have. So let's take a look at that. Animals, chickens, no, not pigs, sheeps, no, not sheeps, chickens. Now what's it overlapping with? I don't see. Okay, it's overlapping with that. It's overlapping with the trees. Am I going to have to cut the trees down? I think I'm going to have to move absolutely everything out the way, aren't I? Because there's the tent. I think we'll probably want to have it like here maybe. Oh, I see. Because it's not daytime, I can't see very well where the fence wants to go. Okay, I think I just need to go through and chop down these trees very quickly. So let's take care of that. Okay, that's that one gone. And I think these are all just bushes. Okay, let's try again. Let's move ourselves out of the way. Now can we place the chicken fence? Yes, now we can place it. Good. So we want to have some kind of implement shed there. So we'll put this like here somewhere. Maybe. Yeah, that leaves us a little bit of space there for some kind of implement shed. Okay. Yes, I do want to customize the chicken fence or pasture. And where does it start from? It starts from here. Okay, so we'll come all the way down here like this. That looks pretty good. And then all the way across to here. And then all the way back down to here. Why won't that let me finish it off? Okay. And as usual, there is a bug with the game. Okay, so after much difficulty, I managed to get the chicken pasture planted. It really wasn't easy. I had to reload the game a couple of times because one of the annoyances about this game is that when you place the custom chicken pastures, it doesn't wait until you've finished to charge you the money. It actually charges you as you're placing it, and if you undo the placements, you don't get a refund. So quite annoying. We're going to have to do something about this land here, because otherwise we're never going to be able to get the eggs out of here. So let's see if I can do something about that very quickly. I have slowed time right down just so I can place this, because we were losing light very quickly, so I will definitely not be leaving it at that speed. Let's see if we can level this ground out. No leveling allowed apparently. Okay, so I think we're finally done with the chicken pasture. So let's jump out of our tractor. This has been a real nightmare to place because I haven't been able to place the fence properly. There's no error warning telling you that you can't complete the fence, and it costs you money, which you don't get a refund for if you get it wrong. So yeah, a rather frustrating experience trying to get this placed, but I think it's finally done. I'm going to just jump in here and see if I can smooth out this terrain a little bit. Let's use the smooth button. Can this be smooth at all? No, of course it can't, because it's farming simulator and nothing is easy or intuitive. Apologies for the negativity. It's just getting to a point where it's really frustrating now. It's yeah, whatever. Okay, well, we're just going to have to deal with that. Yeah, it's just a big ridge there to get to the feeding place. Oh, okay. We'll have to deal with it. So let's take a look at it. So we can fit 172 chickens in here, which is pretty cool. And what should we do? Should we get some 6-month-old chickens, or should we just get 5 0-month-old chickens? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy 20. Oh, should I get 50? We'll get 40 6-month-old chickens, and then we'll get, yeah, actually I think that'll be enough, and we'll get 1 rooster as well. They're not required for breeding, are they? I don't think so. No, they're not required for breeding. Okay, so I'm going to speed time back up to 5. I only slowed it down because I was having so much frustration with the placing the chicken coop. So the next thing we need to do is actually feed our chickens. So let's go grab our tractor. So we will, before we do that, let's take a look and see how much it can take. 40 health, 0. It can only take 750 litres. Okay. So we will start. There we go. That's all we need. We're going to have to monitor this monthly just to see how much feed is being used. And we'll have to make sure we keep it topped up so that our chickens produce eggs and have babies. There we go. Just make sure that's gone into the right place. Yep, they have that. They have their food. So we can switch off the lights, switch off our tractor, and we can call it there for the month. It's been a very long month, but we have gotten a lot done. We've got our chicken coop, and our chickens are working towards their VIP order. In 10 months' time, they'll be automatically sold to fulfill that piece, and hopefully by then they'll have produced 1,000 eggs, so they can also be sold. We've harvested another field, we've built up some money, we've switched out our tractor. Very productive month. So, with all of that said, I hope you're enjoying following along. If you are, of course, please do consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and I will hopefully see you in the next episode. Until then, bye for now.